So in conclusion, today we've discussed how the SPED students make up roughly 9% of the student population here in Texas, in that the majority of SPED students spend most of their instructional time in general education classes. This means that regardless of content area, grade level, or any other specifics, all educators will come into contact with many special education students, and so that it is a priority that we understand the assessment system and how to accommodate and modify the assessments that we give in our classroom that demonstrate our students' understanding so that we have a good reflection of what our students know. We also discussed how it's important to be familiar with the legal mandates that influence teacher decision-making regarding assessments. There are a lot of legalities regarding IEPs, and it's very important that you have a very clear idea of your role within an IEP and the legal contract that it really is and how that plays a part in the assessment process. There are many different types of assessments that are used to identify students as having disabilities. Legally, all student evaluations must be conducted by a multidisciplinary team. All assessment accommodations can be made in order to allow students an equal opportunity to demonstrate their understanding. Accommodations level the playing field. They make everyone able to demonstrate their same understanding. It's just how we get the students to the point where they can. So a good example of an accommodation is a student being able to wear glasses so they can read the instructions. It's a very simple accommodation, it's a very common accommodation, but it's also a perfect example. Assessment modification changes the measure to which the standard is evaluated. So it's that change in measure that makes it a modification. We are no longer grading the assessment the same as the general population of the classroom. So that is the biggest difference. Accommodations just help students get to the same level in testing, and a modification changes what we're testing altogether. There are difficulties and struggles that all students face when it comes to assessments. However, our special education students do tend to have additional obstacles because of the nature of their disabilities. Many students, regardless of ability, struggle with test anxiety and confidence in academic risk-taking, but special education students have had a harder time and have had to overcome more obstacles, and therefore they tend to be more anxious, more hesitant to take academic risk. Their impairments can get in the way if they're visual or hearing. Reading comprehension problems can really cause a problem in regards to understanding the written directions, and so there's a lot of difficulties there for them. Once again, it is very important that we know our students and that we are able to be aware of their struggles and their obstacles so we can go back and modify and accommodate their assessments according to how it's dictated on their IEPs.